My own personal view is this, that this government, the present administration of President Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I don't think they have got the right approach to governance. They might have tactics of gaining power. I think it was Alhaji Baba Ahmed, the president, chairman of the Northern Elders Forum, who said at the end of the Buhari regime that nobody can be worse than Buhari. He said it is on national television and national newspapers, that nobody can be worse than Buhari based on his attitude to things that allow them to go to places. But we have seen Tinubu has proved all of us wrong, that somebody can be worse than Buhari in many respects. Somebody who is coming from a tradition of progressivism in the old Western region, I don't know whether he was an Awoist, from an Awoist tradition, could be so indifferent. I think I told you one of our interviews. The discipline. You cannot implement a program of national transformation without personal discipline and without discipline of the ruling class. You cannot. Character, discipline. Even when you make a plan that is theoretically neat, if you don't have the correct leadership, you cannot implement it. So I don't see anything that they have done correctly. Because the first thing was about this fuel subsidy. Yes, there was a lot of fraud in the fuel subsidy regime, which people were crying against. Then you just come and announce without thinking of the consequences and without preparing for the consequences. I was surprised. Then the Nigerian economy is not productive. The productive base is very shallow. Then you know that there is no way you can compete, your currency can compete with the dollar and the pound and other international currencies when you are not earning foreign currency from your productive base, when you rely on the same crude oil, and then you say you are floating the naira. How are you going to compete? It doesn't make sense. Now, in the midst of this, you are not earning foreign currency. Why would the naira have value? Now, in the midst of you engage in items of conspicuous consumption, in unnecessary expenditure of billions. It has led us to the present situation. Look at how ECOWAS was destroyed by precipitate announcement of military action. When you know you don't have capacity to take such military action, you don't have the military capacity. Not only not having the military capacity, the effect on your own population. The chairman of an organization has a critical role to play in the direction of that organization. So you can't say ECOWAS without the chairman. And in any case, Nigeria has more than 45 to 50% of the resources and things that go into ECOWAS. All the wrong steps all the way. So, but it is not too late. Like I told you some time ago, when the Unity Party of Nigeria took over in 1979, education in the old Western region and this part was in shambles. The military had destroyed education. And one of our cardinal policies was education. And I told you that within 1 year, Alhaji Lateef Jokonde had revolutionized the educational system in Lagos. And I told you that within 1 year, Professor Ambrose Ali had established, we didn't build all the schools. We mobilized the communities. Communities tuned into our program. Like it was in 1955. When Awolowo started the universal primary education, communities were providing some of the infrastructure. And the administration was providing the technical manpower and the expertise to bring about a change in the society. Nothing is too late. What is lacking is the willpower to do the wrong thing. And there are knowledgeable people in this country that can do it. But some of them are too greedy. They don't want to give up any of their privileges. That is the problem. The problem is the elite. And that's why they are afraid. That's why they are running. They are afraid. The Nigerian problem is the elite. The Nigerian problem is not the masses. The masses, can you imagine? Can you imagine? We have the Nigerian Army. We have the Nigerian Navy. We have the Nigerian Air Force. We have the Department of State Security. We have about 27 security organizations. And somebody will go to the Niger Delta and be fooding oil, and they will say they did not see the person. They will say they did not see the person. How can? And the headsmen will be killing people all over the place, and security agencies will pretend that they did not see them. And the president that we were hoping that will reverse some of the atrocities of the Buhari regime. More than 1 year, he has taken no action to call these people to order. Farmers cannot go to farm. The middle belt, when we're talking of hunger, well, we have subsistence farming all over the country. All over the country, we have subsistence farmers, which is the bedrock of survival. But there are some regions that produce more than others, such as the Middle Belt, Plateau and Niger states. There was an interview I was listening to. More than 100 communities have been taken over in Plateau State. They can't go to farm. Hundreds of thousands in IDP camps. The same for Benue State. You keep quiet and you say there's hunger. How will there be hunger? And you have the resources and the men to carry out. Look, leadership is key to development. Leadership is key. And one of the things that bothers me, permit me to say this, bothers me very much. We are supposed to be a democratic, to be, running a democratic system of government. Democracy, not military. Every little thing that happens, a soldier will jump out and start telling what is going to happen. I am surprised. A few days ago, I was watching television and I saw a senior military officer wearing cap, threatening people, saying what he's going to do and what concerns the army with civil protest? What concerns the army with civil protest? And as you know, I think it was General Olusegun Obasanjo, president, he was president, but he's a general. President Olusegun Obasanjo, after the massacre at Zaki Biam, where 200 villagers were killed by Nigerian soldiers in 2001, then a BBC journalist, Dan Isaacs, was interviewing him. You know what Obasanjo said? President Obasanjo said that Nigerian soldiers, you can quote it, search it on the internet. The title of the thing is The Death of a Village, DEATH, The Death of a Village. President Obasanjo said that Nigerian soldiers are trained to kill. And whenever you deploy them, that is what they will do. Quote and unquote, that is what they will do. Go and search it. And then, look, during the last election, not the last, 2019, ex-President Buhari militarized the election. Said that he was going to deploy soldiers to shoot aside. People told him that that's not how to conduct election. That military has not, that election is a civil affair. The former chief of army staff, Lieutenant General Buratai, was quoting constitution that military has the right to participate in election. During that election at Abonima, in Toruboku local government area of Rivers State, Abonima, they killed 35 youths. Look, whenever soldiers meet with civilians in a conflict situation, death is bound to result. I'm taking this opportunity to call on President Bola Tinubu. Call your soldiers to order. Don't send them to confront the youths, because the youths are exercising a legitimate right. And let me say this. If you have a child, you prick him, he keep quiet. You kick him, he keep quiet. You kick him. Is that a human being? Youths are bound to react to situations. A country where the youths are docile is finished. So Nigerian youths are trying to save this country. And it is the duty of elders, of government, to listen to them. We have a maxim in our place. The maxim says, Afuekune nebuike, ekwanuna nebuikolo. Elders like me were not supposed to talk often, to come out and be talking. We're supposed to keep quiet. But when things are going very bad in your society and you keep quiet, you bear a moral and spiritual burden. That's why some of us speak from time to time. Call your soldiers to order. Soldiers have no business with civil protests. And like I told you, every action involves a reaction. The personality, based on the antecedents, the personality of Nigerian soldiers generates tension in any society. If you have a peaceful meeting somewhere and you suddenly see soldiers, what are you going to do? Will you not run?